Hey, happy 2026. It's the year of our Lord, 2226.
What year is it for, each Chinese calendar has a different animal? This one is. Usually I look that up because my kids used to like that stuff, but I don't know now.
Oh, you're gonna look that up? Because now I'm interested. You can't leave us hanging on this.
Yeah, sorry, I will.
What is it? So every year is a different animal?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm American. Hey, so as you're looking this up, I get new World Cup soccer balls from Capelli. This is that's the American one. This is the general one for the final. And yeah,
I've been seeing those around in the shopping areas. I think this is a horse year. A horse.
Okay.
Chinese calendar is the year of the horse.
That's yeah, I think so. It reminds me of something I stole from Lindsay Eversmeyer. She called it a donkey touch when they take a bad first touch. I know donkey's not quite like a horse, but that's actually where my mind just went to. How sad is that? That's where
donkey touch.
Yeah, donkey touch. Yeah.
What year were you born in? I can get you your animal for.
Don't shoot. It doesn't matter. 95.
No, you were what?
It doesn't matter. It's just
all right. We won't get into your age here.
Yeah, come on now.
What
year were you born? 1972.
I know mine is a rooster.
Oh, see, there's a lot of jokes that I'm just gonna let that one sit.
Yep.
That's a lot of jokes. Yeah, let's just get in.
You're listening to Cap Chat, the #1 soccer recruitment podcast in the United States. This is Cap Chat.
So, good things happening. By the time you hear this, I'm going to go to the convention. There's a lot of things being announced at the convention. I feel this is a big convention year. A lot of things will be happening. So, today we're diving into... Boy, there's a lot of changes, Tyler. That we're diving into the NPL, kind of the integration of NPL and RL, then and then the postseason, and then obviously I think it's finally time we're going to talk about the grade year, birth year change, and how that affects recruitment. Obviously, Tyler and I are experts in club soccer, so we're going to talk about that and what that does and how that relates. There's a lot of things happening. But first, Tyler, how was your break and what do you? I mean, everything good up there in Quincy, Illinois? You got the beard back, so that's
So my biggest accomplishment was our Cap Chat Live logo has me with a beard. And so that was my biggest challenge going into year 2026, the year of the horse, is that I got to get the beard back. So I'm glad I accomplished that. School starting, players are reporting back to their campuses at the college level. And so we're excited to get into the spring season, which we could probably have a whole different podcast. And probably we just might actually about college spring seasons for athletes, because I think that is an important topic as well. How about you?
Yeah, I agree. I am perplexed. I'm amazed, and I guess maybe proud of ourselves. Like, there's topics. I just talked to Scott Blake, the new head coach at NCCA, Christian college. We've never talked about that on the podcast. He started talking about things like, I didn't realize there's 2 divisions inside of that.
I did not know that either.
Yeah. So I'm amazed that we keep finding new topics and we keep finding listeners. And so thanks, guys, for listening. This has been quite the journey on Cap Chat Live. Brought to you by Vita Coco water, everybody. I did try the strawberry. Have you tried the strawberry yet?
There's a strawberry?
Yeah, dude. It's fantastic. You got to try it at the grocery store.
I will.
Well, do you like strawberry milk?
I do.
Yeah. Then you're going to love this.
Okay.
No jokes there. It's fantastic. Vita Coco water, the strawberry brand. The strawberries and cream is what it's called. And they also have an orange and cream, which is like an orange sickle. Jackson he makes smoothies a lot, and he puts it in a smoothie.
Well, that's smart too.
Yeah.
Gets that extra nutrients that you need.
3.5 times electrolytes than the average.
There you go.
Yeah. So that's good. Before we dive into, because we got a lot to talk about, but I always like the parent questions from the...
Warning. Some viewers may find the following footage deeply disturbing.
Cap Chat Live presents Parent Questions from the Internet.
Offside.
I'm going to paraphrase this one, but it is okay. She says it's very unusual for them to keep a team coach more than 2 years. I don't care what club my kid is playing for. I care about what coach my kid is playing for. So the question is should you? 2 years ago, we changed clubs. We left a giant, well-respected club for a smaller club because we adore the coach. Now, again, this goes back to the age group change, but the topic is do you pick a club based on the club or based on the coach?
That's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Because
Hot stuff coming up.
because the coach structure could be based on the club structure.
Explain.
Well, and Josh and I have talked about this in many occasions. So there's a club set up to where for 7v7, there's a 7v7 director, and then there's coaches that coach 7v7.
Mm-hmm.
You move on to 9v9, those coaches stay at 7v7, the director stays at 7v7. Now you have a new director at 9v9, and then you have new coaches at 9v9.
I love that. Do you like
That's
that?
done, and you move to 11v11. The coaches stay there. Your kid keeps moving up and gets new, different instruction each of the ways through. Now, the other way is what I think this parent is alluding to, in that let's say Josh is the coach of her kid at 7v7, and Josh sees this kid through all the way to graduation or whatever, high school level.
Yeah.
And so those, when I say there are two different ways that a club can set up, those are the two different ways.
Well, okay, so what's your thought then? Let's take it from a college perspective as through the development. What's your thought on that then?
Yeah, I think just like I believe in a lot of different areas, diversity of training and instruction is going to be really beneficial to the kid. Not like diversity in this is a good coach and this coach sucks, right? But diversity in the way that a good coach sees the game. So if you can have a good 7v7 experience and get now different, you're repeating objective guidance as well, because you get a new coach that's going to maybe see you differently and your strengths differently as a player and utilize those, and then boom, you move on to the next one. So I'm in favor of diversity of instruction because I think it does help the player improve.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that as well. And I think the pause here is I know we both run clubs. Also, I think it should fall on the club to be able to hire and create that culture from the top down, right? And I think at some level you have to trust that club that you're hiring coaches. There is a progression manual. There is, I'm with you. I like passing off 7v7, 9v9, and you tell your 9v9 director, hey, here's the progression manuals, what they should know by the time they're 11v11. And I think that parity of working with different coaches is a life skill, right? Because you get a job, like, you're at Culver for 15 years, you like it there. There's a decent chance you may get a new AD that you may not like, or you may get a coworker you may not like. And do we just go, oh, see, I'm leaving? I think a life skill is like I think we're very quick to just jump club because I don't like this coach as much. But you got to be able to learn something from that coach. Is my opinion. I think you should go for the club. But now, again, I think I would assume clubs have failed. Some clubs have failed in that situation because they're just a collection of teams instead of a club. If that makes sense.
Yeah, there should be a consistent game model that progresses you from 7s to 9s to 11s.
Yeah. I agree with you on that. So I don't know. I get.
Now, in a smaller town, the diversity of good coaches may not exist. And so you may want to stay with someone you know is going to be a good developer all the way through. Or in a community where they think they're a big community and the coaching carousel is watered down from club to club, then once again, that is it's a viable option to stick with the best coach in that situation.
That's true. But I also think though, and I think you're only able to coach. I gotta see if I can say this correctly. I think you're only able to coach the highest level you've ever seen.
Okay.
So, and the goal is always, I think, my opinion, is preparing them for the next level. I know we're always like, what's next? What's next? What's next? But if you're 9v9 coach, you get them prepared for 11v11. If I'm a coach that's been with you from year 5 and I've never seen 11v11, how do I know how to prepare them for 11v11? And I'm not saying if you've seen college, you're a better coach. So, but
I would say not just seen it. I feel like they have to coach it.
yeah, precisely.
Just because I've seen professional women's soccer, I will I will sit on this podcast right now and tell you I don't know that I could properly prepare my kids to be professional soccer players because I've never coached there.
Yeah, that's
So I
fair.
don't know the demands, expectations, etc. that they have. I have coached against and with, all divisions of college soccer. I feel comfortable there, men's and women's even. I professionally, I don't know. I wouldn't be the right guy maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a valid point. I don't think there's a correct answer to this. I think ultimately clubs should do a better job of making, I think my final statement is clubs should do a better job of making a club and not a collection of coaches. I think you get yourself in a world hurt when it's just a collection of coaches and every coach, there's no club identity. And it's just a coach picks up and goes. I mean, there's no club. That's my opinion though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what I
And
got.
that
That's what I got.
messaging throughout the coaches and the age groups and the sevens and the nines, etc.
Yeah.
That's got to be a consistent message and consistent development for the kid to properly come through.
That's my thing for the year of the horse. There you go.
Year of the horse, baby.
Yeah,
Got its
baby.
own
Yeah.
drop in there.
The ultimate college soccer recruitment roadmap. A step-by-step guide through the recruitment process, strategic recruitment planning. Take every month, every year, a step-by-step guide through the recruitment process. You can purchase the book at rushcollege.com/book. That is rushcollege.com/book. This will be the most helpful book you have read for the recruitment process. It is a must read if you want to play collegiate soccer. And you can find the book at rushcollege.com/book. Purchase now today for your exclusive copy.
I like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Okay. Fun stuff. So big news, and we're gonna know more at the convention when we go to Philadelphia. So at the time of this recording, we have not been to the convention. It's 2 days away. The big announcement is that I was just gonna read the boring aspect of it, but the USYS, which is the National League, and NPL. So USYS is US Youth Soccer, and that US Youth Soccer is generally your state governing body. So US Youth Soccer is I'm in Missouri, so it's MISA, Missouri Youth Soccer Association. Illinois is Illinois Youth. So every state has their own, is what the USYS is. And then there's US Club Soccer, which is a different governing body. Now, US Club Soccer has ECNL and also the National Premier League, which is NPL. So this is the first time that these two organizations are now, they used to be rivals. It was either USYS, US Club, and they're unifying integrations. That's what they're calling is an integration for the first time of what it says is tens of thousands of teams from both USYS and US Club will be part of the same connected ladder, which I think to me is huge. I think from a recruitment standpoint, obviously, so instead of choosing between National League and NPL, teams will play in a coordinated system where performances on the field dictates your level, regardless of which national association you belong to. It's also then creates a major part of this is the new postseason integration where NPL qualifies and will compete directly against ECNL Regional League qualifiers. So we'll stop there. What's your gut, Tyler? I know this is what's your thought on this of this integration?
Yeah, my first thought is that this is needed rather than creating more leagues, more divisions, watered down competition nationally. for boys and girls soccer. Let's try to bring them together. And that's a great first step to identifying talent the best way that we can in a national sense.
You solidified that very quickly. What do you so and so what they're saying why this is happening is it's easier to navigate because there always is this alphabet soup world, right? That's happening. And we've been saying for years on this, that the bottoms that something has to change. And I'm glad it's finally changing because we talked about a couple months ago that the land grab is kind of over of just grabbing as many teams as you can for this. They're now coming together to work together, which I didn't anticipate this happening for a while because
Me neither.
USYS and US Club were not buddies. So but the US Soccer, though, is the one that's pushing this, which I think is brilliant. So US Soccer's pathway strategy is pushing to this, so it's gonna be easier to navigate, and it's performance-based, which is really cool. You can truly go from MPL and keep advancing up,
Yes.
which I like, and that's how it should be. Because a lot of times, the problem we have with some of these club-based systems so you have a club-based system where the entire club has to come into it, and you have a team-based where you can just do a single team. What's always been tough sometimes is that you may have a really good 2012 team. They dominate, but your 2011 team struggles, but they have to be in this national platform because your entire club is. So your 2011 team just gets their butts handed to them, and the 2012s dominate. But this is giving now them in the postseason gives them a chance to play each other.
But they still required to be in that league for the year consistently?
For the
Like,
NPL,
one team can't be, this level ECNL, and the next one can't be NPL in the same club for just if you have 2 teams, or not 2 teams, but 1
yeah, that's a
team.
good question. So if Rush Soccer has an MPL and an RL, are you saying would they play each other? I bet I would
Not
think they
will they
would.
play each other, but, like, you were just saying, if a team isn't good enough for the top level, they have to play in it. Do they still have to do that?
Well,
Because the whole club has to do it.
yeah, correct. That one they have that really set information. So that's gonna be more at what it says here is gonna be more at the convention. They're gonna tell us more. So when I get back, I'll tell you. Anyway, so I don't know. I like it, man. I like it because there are so many times that you're in a city and maybe all you have is MPL and people doubt it's an I think now you get a chance to really come in and be able to compete and say, okay, I'm MPL. And there's always been the stigma like, okay, you're RO, you're automatically better than everyone else. But maybe you're not. So I think it's good. It's good for soccer, and I think it's good for the competition. What does that mean, you know, for these other leagues? I don't know. So this is and it says you won't if your child is in here's another. Why is this happening? This is what they say. Easier to navigate performance based by linking these leagues. The system rewards winning and development over just paying to play. Operational efficient. It allows for better scheduling and more regionalized play, which helps low cost. Which that I do like that point because now you have an MPL, you'll be able to play a MPL can play ECL, and you don't. Yeah, I like that as well.
Yeah, you play teams that are gonna be closer to where you live,
Yeah,
regardless of the letters behind your team name, and that could save some money for the year. I would say it's been getting worse, and the travel costs are getting higher for each, not just the top divisions, guys, like all divisions now. And so this is something that hopefully we could regionalize more through this partnership.
yeah. Well, and there's so many people that just assume because you're in this league, it's better. There's a club here in Kansas City that's not even in this same conference, and they travel. They don't get a home game. They travel 2.5 hours to play a game every single time, and yeah, here's this integrated postseason. So starting 27th, so this fall, U.S. Club will launch a unified postseason. For the first time, top performing NPL teams will compete directly against RL teams in the same national championship event. But they're saying it's a true second division. It turns NPL and the new unified national league into a feeder system for RL, which is awesome. So national leagues coming together with NPL to feed into RL to feed into ECNL.
Now they mention all of that as positive, as in like feeding up. Do they mention relegation at all in there?
That's a good point. I don't see anything about relegation. I don't see anything about relegation.
If we move teams up every year, soon
Yeah,
there'll
yeah.
not be teams in the lower divisions.
Yeah, because
Maybe I'm wrong.
National League has always operated with two different systems. They've operated on a club based and a team based. And the team based, which I've always loved, the team based is good for smaller clubs that only like maybe they're 2010s or studs. But then from that you have a Premier 1, Premier 2 in the National League, right? And then the National League you go on. So you've always been able to go up, and you also get relegated down if you're in Premier 1. Yeah. So it doesn't say anything about relegation and promotion. That would be incredibly that is the best system if a team gets to move up.
Well, you said, yeah, in that partnership, one of those groups did that. The other
Yeah.
did not do that. So when they came together, they've obviously agreed on promotion, but have they agreed on relegation?
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good question. Because that would be fantastic, I think.
I think it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because there's too many people
you can't
going.
perform at your level, it's okay. Go to the level where you are more competitive.
They do it in every local league across the country, right?
Mhm.
I know me and you were just talking about slice, so we're talking about this. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same. If you get bottom of the barrel, you should be relegated because it's better competition. And we're not talking money. You know, like when you're an EPL, it's not like we're losing millions and millions of dollars. I mean, it's probably good for you. You go 0-10, you should drop a level. You go
Yeah,
10-0, you should
that's
go up a
funny.
level.
Our Josh and I's local league that we talk about, it's big, don't get me wrong, it's the St. Louis Youth Soccer, right?
I'm in
And so
Heartland.
there's
I'm in Kansas City. Shout out to Heartland.
and Heartland, yes. So, like, I know, and there could be, like, 13 divisions in one
Yeah.
age with, like, 8 to 10 teams each, and there's promotion relegation. I know they have a rule that they said if a team requests to go down and relegate themselves, that they always allow it. And I thought it would be the opposite. And they're like, we approve a lot of the promotions, but if a team feels like this isn't my division, we let them go down. And I was like, that's an interesting policy that they have.
What if you get second place and you say you want to go down?
I bet it just never happens. Do you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. There's some
I know there's
arrogant-
some winning focused clubs out there.
Yeah,
but
yeah. I got second place. I'm gonna go down and just
you
dominate.
get
people
first
and feel
place in
better
my
about
lower. I don't know. So I said when they emailed, I said, I think you got this wrong. You mean every time a club asks to go up? And they said, no, we have to approve those. If you want to go down, we allow it.
Huh.
So
Interesting.
I thought that was interesting. Like, yeah, okay. There you go. Local policy.
I love it. I love it from a recruitment standpoint. I love it from, and this is, they said, like the first domino effect as they start representing for team base and club base. I absolutely love it. I think it gives the players that are in NPL, and maybe that's all they have in that area. I think it makes it easier to recruit because now when you're going to an RL, because there are RL teams, and I'm not picking on anyone, that they just bumped up. So I just read this number here. Data shows over 200 clubs have moved from NPL to ECLRL in the last 5 years.
Wow.
So there are regions that they just took the NPL league, moved it to RL. And one of the coaches said it well. It's like, we're still the same team. We're still the same coaches. We have the same jersey. You just added RL to us. And then they got their butts kicked.
Or they did like they did last year in their division because it's the same teams they're probably playing against.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I think the postseason is going to be even better. When you go to RL postseason, now you'd open up. It's like the Open Cup in the Lamar Hunt Open Cup, where semi-pro teams can play against MLS teams.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to know how I'm sure it'll be regionalized first, and you can advance to your region, and so that will be interesting to see the diversity and competition between the NPL and the ECNL RL in the postseason.
So we'll keep you up to speed on this as I go. When I get back convinced, hopefully I'll figure some more stuff out. But let's I don't know. Let's talk about the.
Let's giddy up onto something different.
Oh, that's a great one, man. I wish I would have thought of that. Grade your shift, my friend. Grade your shift. If you are a Rush family, I will want to start with a shameless plug. I've been very impressed with Rush. Are obviously both paid by Rush, but they are on top of their game on on this on the age group shift. So they've done a really good job. You can go to rushsoccer.com and you can actually you can type in the age group of what it's going to look like. Type your son and daughter's name in, which I think is really cool. Daughter's name, I apologize, their birthday. So if you're looking at here, the age group change. So I'll just use a random birthday, 12/1/2000. That's a lot of zeros. That's not the year of the horse. So if you're
That's not a real
12/12,
birth date.
2012, you're now going to be a U14. So it made it really easy. I think it's really cool. If you're July 2012, you're U15. So obviously there's a lot of panic about this. People are freaking out. Uh, I think if you're listening to this, hopefully your club has gotten ahead of this, because there is a lot of uncertainty and you got to get ahead of this. But Tyler, what's your thought process on this for, let's just look at recruitment. What do you think about it for the recruitment process?
Yeah, as a college coach, this is probably going to be a little bit more helpful, that really we're going back to grade years. So when you go watch a team, there could be kids playing up, but it's going to be mostly juniors.
Mhm.
And the issue now was, I'm playing on the 2010 boys team. Okay,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if you're a sophomore or a junior. And so now it always added, and we preached and preached and preached, and we still will preach this. Don't get me wrong. You need to have your graduation year as part of your conversation with college coaches always, because your birth year, your team, or whatever. But this will simplify it, I think, a little bit. It doesn't exempt our players at the high school level from not adding their graduation year on emails and communication, but most likely their teams will start to balance out to where they can stay with their grade year throughout, which makes it a little bit easier, hopefully, for recruiting.
Yeah. So someone said that. So yeah, that is great on that grade year. Now the problem is yeah, there's always a half and half, and the recruitment rules. Now the recruitment rules of age has loosened up a little bit. I think the big thing is because there's always a trapped year in 8th grade,
Yes.
and I think that year, and there's no stats on this. But I think developmental wise, that's such a big time in development, because you're growing and you're growing, and then you're in this trapped, awkward year. So
Where
they're left.
some kids lose like an entire season of play the
Yeah,
last 5
yeah,
years because half their team is playing high school soccer and the other half is not,
yeah,
and they maybe don't have another group to play with. They'd lose in a crucial moment of development
yes,
opportunities to develop.
yeah. I agree. So I think that part is good. And I think the thing is and I'm not. I'm not. We're not here to debate is this good or bad. I think the thing to grasp for everyone is that it's happening. Nothing we can do about it. There's no petitions to sign. It's happening. And I think the thing, and I don't know for you, Tyler, I'm getting a lot of questions on, what can I play up? Am I losing my team? Am I downgrading? And my thought is at one point, I think I told you this the other day. Embrace the change. Embrace the suck. It's going to suck at one point, right? We know this. Like, you've been with your team for a while and you've really liked your buddies and you made good friends. And some of them are going U14, some of them are staying U15. Well, now I have to lose my team. But if you don't do it now, you're going to look up in the prime recruitment, like junior, senior year, and now you literally don't have a team. And then you're even in a bigger world of hurt. So it's like, if you're looking long term, now's the time to do it. That's my opinion, and I know that's easy to say, but it's going to be tough. But right now, kids are resilient. Like, make the change now, because if you look if you're without a team your senior year, and where most young men are not committed their senior year, you're in a lot of trouble. Now you're switching clubs, you're trying to find a team, and you've lost a lot of ground. That's my opinion, though. Sticking
I
with it.
really like your perspective on
Yeah, it's brilliant.
uh, on the high school level. If you're, an eighth grader, or you're playing with mostly eighth graders now, and you're a seventh grader, at some point, all those 8th graders are gonna be gone, and
Yeah.
there you are, you're especially on the boys' side, like, your junior, senior year, and now you're playing with all new people,
Yeah.
and you have no rapport with those people, and you're supposed to be getting recruited now, not when you're in 6th and 7th grade. Now you're getting recruited as a
Yeah.
junior, and you have no rapport, you've developed nothing because you chose to stay with friends at this younger age. I think you're right. I do like that long-term look at it, and unfortunately, I think you're being too nice to the public, thinking that parents don't choose clubs and teams based off of friends. Your approach to parenting, like mine, is we're going to do what's best for the kid and the opportunity, not what our friends do. And unfortunately, 70% of people that are out there, you know, that's why birth year was tough. A lot of people switched clubs and did all that when we switched to birth year because they wanted to wait to see what their friends were going to do and where
Mhm.
they were going to play, not hop on the birth year team, meet new people, get a new experience, get a new coach. They couldn't do it. They just couldn't do it. And I
Yeah.
think we're going to have that same bounce back and blowback to this from my kid has to meet new people and new friends. That's not gonna happen. They need to stay on their team, and you will have a bit of mutiny in a lot of clubs, and it's gonna be tough for directors because that's unfortunately the culture that we live in. God forbid my kid get out of their comfort zone and meet new kids
Yeah.
and try some different things. They're comfortable now, and that's all that matters. They can't see what you're talking about into the future as what's
Yep.
best.
Yep.
I think that's gonna be our biggest hurdle when we're switching back. As much as people say they want it, they're gonna fight it.
Yeah. Yeah, I no, I agree with you, and we are very short-sighted, and we're very I think it goes back to the parent question is I'm gonna follow my coach. I like my coach right now,
Yeah.
and I know not everyone's looking to play in college and things like that, but I imagine the majority of kids are thinking about it, and this is why I think where clubs if your club's not getting ahead of it, I think you're kind of in a world of trouble. But yeah,
And maybe you mentioned a point that I'm not considering, right? Maybe this is ultimately just and now I deal with college athletes and people that wanna go play college, but for 4th and 5th graders, maybe they are just doing this recreationally. I don't know.
possibly.
People pay a lot of money to play club, soccer, you guys think I'm crazy, recreationally, like, it's because my
Well,
kid
yeah,
enjoys it. Like, well, why don't you just play in the rec league in your town then if you wanna play rec? Well, we need a little more than that. I mean,
yeah.
they don't wanna play professional soccer or college soccer, they just wanna have some fun. Okay, and so there is that other side of it too, then maybe in that case, you do just stay where you are, I don't know.
Well, that's a whole different conversation because there's nothing in between from rec to club. That's all different, a whole different pathway. But no, no, and the thing is too is if you jump and want to play up with your friends, you've created again your a trap tier. The one thing this is actually trying to get rid of, which I do like, is getting rid of a trap tier, and you've just trapped yourself again because it's going to happen again. Your friends play up. Oh, they go to high school. Oh, you're trapped. Oh, they graduate early. Like you're setting yourself up for failure, and that's why I say embrace the suck now, just get through it, make
Rip the Band-Aid off is
rip
what
the
he's saying.
rip the bandit off and get through it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Change the clubs, get them into grade years and go. That's Josh's advice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, it's the, as they put, it's the long-term development and well-being of the player. There you go. Yeah. So, a lot of stuff I mean, I think we solved the world's problems today.
Well, we might have caused some new ones, but that's okay. It's the year of the horse.
It is I hope I remember that in a week. That's the end of it.
It's just the advice to no matter what, life's thrown at you with all these changes, you just get back on the horse.
Yeah, yeah, and don't walk behind Tyler because 'cause he'll kick you.
That's right. Or if the horse ate too much, it could be gassy.
Well, we'll keep you updated on the situation. I am personally I'm excited about the integration with these leagues. So I'm gonna be following that pretty heavily. The grade year, it is what it is. That's not changing. So, but I'm very excited about how these leagues are gonna kind of play out and what that looks like. And um, I think it's gonna help all clubs in that situation.
Well, as a college coach, I think I hope it benefits all players developmentally. which then in turn benefits college soccer, professional soccer, hopefully our flag above United States soccer as well, and that we're improving the game, and that's what's most important. And if that's what the grade year plan is, then and if it's
Yeah.
going to improve the game, then let's do it.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll, man. Let's rock and roll. So, well, I appreciate it. As always, we're having a good time here at Cap Chat Live and kicking off this year. Oh, that's loud. Yeah. And oh, I forgot to say, you probably saw Lindsay Horan, the great Lindsay Horan, is coming back to the United States.
You didn't just drop it in at the end. Good for her.
In
Welcome home.
WSL, going to Denver, back to her home. She's a Rush alumni, so that's pretty exciting. So welcome back. Welcome home, Lindsay Heaps is her married name.
Welcome
Lindsay
home.
Heaps Horan. This has been Cap Chat Live, everybody.